I'm Griffin Hughes. I'm with KJHK following the Kansas Jayhawks 68-57 win over Kansas State. I'm here with Kansan contributing writer Scott Chasen. Scott, the front court of Kansas, so powerful. But what did you see from the back court that was really impressive today?
Well, the guard play was good, especially because in the first half they struggled. Selden and Mason, 3 combined points in the first half. I believe they went for 21 in the second. And Brandon played, even when Kansas State isn't playing a zone, it's still the role of the zone buster, the guy who can just stretch the floor. I love that term, even when it doesn't necessarily apply to a zone. He just gets into the game and breaks it open. Self said that he really saved him out there. He liked the way he played. He kind of came in there, provided a spark when things were going slow, especially because he thought Mason wasn't very engaged early on. And speaking of things Self liked, he also mentioned that he's a fan of yours, I guess. So, overall, a good effort.
Yeah, that's true. Self did say, and I quote, "I like you," when he talked to me, so my life is kind of complete there. He also said Brandon Green is one of the best three-point shooters he's had in his time at Kansas. Now, Scott, he's talking all about the backcourt. A couple guys in the media room asked him about Cliff Alexander and how it looked like he struggled against matching up with Thomas Gibson. It looked to me like he was better when matched up against Thomas Gibson. Gibson really struggled against Alexander. What did you see?
Well, it's kind of different because at times Cliff Alexander looks like he's struggling because he's maybe not doing things, the way an experienced player would. Bruce Weber mentioned this perfectly in the post-game press conference. He makes a lot of plays that, maybe he overplays one side, maybe he doesn't quite get the rotation, but then he recovers for it with his athleticism. So, I think there's really two sides of it. It's probably somewhere in the middle, but no, I thought Cliff Alexander was pretty good tonight for what they needed. I thought Perry, though, in the first half, speaking of the bigs, he was fantastic. Kind of disappeared as the game went on, but luckily Frank Mason and Wayne Selden were there to kind of save the day.
Now, obviously, the team, as you'd expect, not happy with their performance, as usually they're not, and they said that they have to play better against Iowa State. Do you feel like this team is capable of beating Iowa State on Monday and really locking up an 11th straight Big 12 victory?
Well, just based off the focus, every time they were asked a question about Iowa State, I think it was Kelly Oubre said right away, he's like, we owe them. And Wayne Selden was just talking about he's ready to get there, to play basketball, to kind of avenge that loss. So I think they will be ready. I think it'll be a good outing for the Jayhawks, and I think it's kind of weird, but not having a great game today maybe even helps them a little bit because it gives Self things to touch on to say, hey, you need to improve here, and he kind of mentioned complacency sets in. When you go up 20-5 in a game, it's hard not to take your foot off the gas pedal. It's just human instinct. So, with the team not playing their best game, they'll be looking to come back and kind of, I guess you don't really avenge a win, but avenge that performance and then take it to the next level.
You think this is a team that can run the table in the rest of their Big 12 schedule?
I'm not sure about it just because, looking at it as a collective whole, it's obviously very tough to do. I think West Virginia has the best shot to knock them off. Those games are going to be tough, but, man, I really like Kansas's chances in any individual game. I think they're going to win the Big 12 for sure.
Scott Chasen, Kansan contributing writer. Scott, thank you.